All right. But I was trying to find this. Oh my God. Wait, sorry. I just remembered. I've been gone for so long. There's been so many smaller stories. This too. I'm sure many of you have seen this at this point.
He has this command place, which is basically if I snap my finger and point, he will run to that place and lay down.
You don't have to zap him.
No.
Hasan.
Not like Hasan Biker. No.
Wasn't that disgusting?
No electrocution of dogs here.
How disgusting is that? What does that tell you about a person?
Well, I think it tells you that they're not, that they're bad people.
Yes.
If you can actually cause suffering to an innocent animal, you're probably the kind of person who doesn't worry about suffering in people as well.
Yeah.
And that's been my experience. If you mistreat dogs, that's almost 100% sign that you're going to be a really terrible person. So it's one of the ways, we really sort of test people is if Atlas responds well to them, if they like Atlas, we know they're good people. But you can tell if somebody's really mean to animals, it's like the Jeffrey Dahmer thing.
Yeah.
Like every serial killer ever has actually been really bad to animals. That's sort of how they started. He has this command.
What a crazy line of attack. That's so insane. First of all, denying SNAP benefits to 40 million Americans and then saying, I don't have any evidence that Hasan shocked his dog. And actually every single person around him has said that it's a vibration collar or it's a shock collar that's been confirmed to become a vibration collar. Because they keep holding on to this cutie clip where she says, yeah, I think it used to be a shock collar and now it's a vibration collar. So literally no one is confirmed. Not a single person is confirmed that Kaya was shocked. No one. And they're still holding on to this. But then you can just easily just remove 40 million people off of SNAP benefits because who cares if Americans starve? Because there's a guy who everyone thinks is shocking their dog. Who cares about the fact that Kristi Noem, and I was going to bring this up, and then this fucker's pre-watched my brain. Kristi Noem is in your administration, having written a book about how she fucking point blank executed her puppy for misbehaving. And that was supposed to be proof that she can do the hard things in life. Like executing her fucking puppy. Can you imagine typing this, chat? Can you imagine typing this and not being able to hold up a mirror for 2 seconds? Dog, you're literally the drama farmer. You are LSF, you fucking idiot. Hold up a mirror for 2 seconds. Oh my God. This is such good copy pasta. Oh my God, dude. Please get a life. I mean that with peace and love. Please get a life. All right. 1 sec. Yeah, I fucking hate that there are so many people that have clung to this Hasan dog abuse, whatever fucking narrative. Meanwhile, none of these people actually care. It's just obvious that this is a vector that they can attack someone that they dislike, right? Because if they cared about animal abuse, I don't know, maybe just like talk to Kristi Noem about the fact that she gleefully wrote about how she executed her fucking dog. And the best part, can I just say, the fact that South Park made an episode on Kristi Noem where her face is melting and running away from her, and also she keeps shooting dogs, and that she watched the video and she was like, the part that I found offensive was the makeup. The dog part was fine because I did admit to that, and yeah, I think that's fine. But the makeup was just really too far. It's like, what do you mean you can look past the dog part? Excuse me. Oh my God. Okay. Where's this fucking, I can't believe I like lost this fucking video. Oh, hi, Wormy. Wormy. Do you want to sit? I don't know why, but she only wants to sit on me nowadays when I'm streaming. She's like the opposite of Meerkat. If I'm streaming, Meerkat does not want to sit on me. But when I'm streaming, Wormy suddenly now she's like, I have to sit on you now. She knows you can't escape. Yeah. She's actually telling me place. That's the actual truth. Oh, all right. Can I find, I'm just going to look it up. Denim's cat shocks her. Yes. Yes. We know which way the shock collar is going in this relationship. Dude, I used to have like, a normal cloth collar. A normal collar. Just like a normal cloth collar. And I got one for Wormy. And it was so cute. It was like a little Sailor Moon one. But then I don't know what's wrong with my brain. No, I know what's wrong with my brain. I have stupid fucking human brain. Which means that I anthropomorphize everything just like everybody else. But I was like, she's supposed to be a free worm. She should not be held back by a collar. Cats are meant to be free animals. They're wild little creatures. I can't give her a collar. She's meant to be free. She shouldn't have to wear a collar just because I think it's cute. She's cute without it. And then that's why I don't have a collar for my cats. Plus, they don't go outside, so it's not like I have to worry about like, because I did think about for a little bit getting an air tag for her, but I don't let them out, and they don't want to go out. Like, they don't dart out, because I've had cats that dart out, and they don't dart out. The only time I take her out is when she's on, she's in a harness, so she doesn't need one. But she's so cute. Okay, sorry, I just got distracted. Brainworms. Finally, let's watch. It took me a second to find this clip. Dude, what the fuck is this? Can I just ask, just like, hey, what the fuck is this? Hey?
And so that's it. America is not white people's land. That's Europe. Well, it is. It is. It absolutely is white people's land. We fought a war over it. Duh. It got conquered. What? Absolutely it is. It's been our land for hundreds of years. Of course. Obviously. It got conquered, yes.
I would.
And so that's it. America is not white people's land. That's Europe. Well, it is.
Okay, first of all, I implore you to go to multiple countries in Europe and say that that's white people's land, and then find out how you get treated. I beg you, go to Italy and say, you guys are white people. I beg you, go to Greece and call those people white people. Okay, I can't speak on all Europeans, but I can speak on the Europeans that have not majority, but like a large population in New York. And I've run into a lot of Italians, and I've run into a lot of Greek people. And I will tell you, they don't appreciate being called woke, white. They don't appreciate it. Or, God forbid, go to like Eastern European countries, any Balkan countries or like Slavic countries, and call them white people and say this is white people's land. Dude, you will get stabbed. Okay, you're getting a shiv. All right, you're getting multiple shivs if you start calling any Balkans white or any Slavic people white, or like any European country that lives off of the Mediterranean. Call those people white. Say this is white people's land. I mean, I don't even think European people like being called European. I'm pretty sure you have to refer to them as the nation or like their actual nationality, okay? So that's for starters, just really quickly. This is so factually untrue. It's actually insane. We didn't fight a war over keeping, America white?
It absolutely is white people's land. We fought a war over it.
We never fought a war over this being white people's land. If he's talking about the indigenous people, we just genocided them, so that's not a war. And if he's talking about our break from the British Empire, that was not about us being white. That was not about Americans being white. That's about not wanting, first of all, taxation without representation, but also the persecution of the crown in a place where it didn't feel like it mattered and didn't feel like it was important. Unless you're talking about the Civil War, in which case that's not about our country being white. That was because people wanted to own slaves, because people enjoyed their slave labor and the wealth that came with the slave labor. Mexican-American War, where we got Texas maybe. But again, that wasn't about a war about making or keeping America white. That was, we want this land. We will kill you until we get it. Like, these are the cause of these wars was not due to whiteness. An imperialist expansion war is not because of whiteness. Also, white nationalists lost that war pretty badly. Fox News ran an article about a woman who posted on TikTok how she has 7 baby daddies and need her snaps. Interesting news judgment.
Receive no food stamps. My disability checks is on hold. My cash benefits is not coming no more. They're still pending. It is the taxpayer's job to pay for my kids to eat and for my kids to be taken care of. I have over 2,000 followers on TikTok, and I can't get not one person to send me 50 cents. If you're watching this video and you can't send me nothing, I'm blocking you. I'm fucking blocking you. 50 cents. My kids have not ate in 5 days. It is the taxpayer's responsibility to take care of my kids. Yo, I just seen a video, and that's exactly what the fucking lady was saying, bro.
That's crazy. She was not AI. She was trolling. Yeah. And the video, the video that she was talking about was AI. Yeah. It's like actually crazy bait. I love that this country is just like, we just look at anything that is even remotely rage baiting and we're like, well, this has to be serious. Time to cut more food stamps. And they clipped her. Yeah. Yeah. Even Superman couldn't handle the cringe. Oh, can I just say, unrelated to any other conversation we're having, the Superman costume was crazy. God bless. Can I just say, that was crazy. Great job. Great job. I loved it. Yeah, it was good. It was good. It was good. Chat was going feral. I'm just saying, I don't know why he ever gets rid of the stash. I'm just saying, man, I get it. You want to have range, but like, just accept who you are, man. Just accept it. Just accept it. Also, I saw this. Let's end on a fun note, shall we? If you guys haven't seen this, I'm going to show you guys something amazing. Okay, I'm so happy to be the person to show you if you've never seen this. If you haven't seen this.
What is this? Everything is just kind of getting worse and worse, isn't it? Oh my God. Guys, I don't need to see this, okay? You don't need to show me this. I don't want to see it. Why? Why do you feel the need to, God. Someone said H3 podcast. Yo, they did it first. That's true. I can't believe she's stealing from them. He should sue. Finally, a female content creator, Ethan Klein, could sue for actual copyright infringement. And maybe people wouldn't think he's a loser for doing that.
I don't get it. It's a woman in the picture doing blackface.
Drop all the other lawsuits and then pursue this one. And I promise you, you will win the internet back. I promise you.
Overnight.
People will finally say, sincerely, great moves, Ethan. Keep it up. They'll say it again.
I was betting some white people were going to do blackface this year. Dude, just like looking through my timeline right now, I've seen at least 4 different white women doing blackface. Love this. Love this. Great country. Good. We're going on the right path. Yes. Yes. But this is actually like this tweet. America First crowd when it's time to feed 40 million Americans. See, they're America First as in whatever they want. And they're America First as in whatever they want. You know, you guys understand, okay? When I said I wanted to live in precedented times, I wasn't really talking about 1930s Germany and 1950s United States at the same time. Yeah, I gotta say, I agree. I do agree. Okay. Can I just say, this Lance tweet? Andrew Cuomo released a video on Mamdani. Dude, you're not winning, bro. Just give up. But this surfs Lance's fucking quote tweet. Andrew Cuomo uses AI videos for ads because it's another way to violate people's consent.
Trick or treat.
Aren't you a little old to be trick-or-treating?
Not according to my job resume.
And where's your costume?
Duh. I'm a socialist.
Hey man, just one piece of candy per trick-or-treater.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I need to take 52%.
For what?
For the government.
You can't be serious?
I like how they're laughing. Like this AI is so shit that the people that are getting robbed are laughing while they're getting robbed. Dude, this is spiritually Israeli.
What's wrong with you?
Go away!
It's so bad. It's so bad.
Hey! Defund! This is insane. You are ruining Halloween.
Yeah. And I'm about to ruin New York City if you make me mayor. See, I'm a socialist.
It's giving YouTube poop. It's giving YouTube poop.
Some people need to get tricked, so others get a treat.
God, that guy was crazy.
Socialists are terrifying.
I'm sorry. I love the idea of like, sorry, this is so disrespectful to New Yorkers. The idea that a New Yorker would allow some other New Yorker to rob a bunch of candy and wouldn't actually deck him. This is so disrespectful to New Yorkers. I just know a bunch of New Yorkers saw this and were like, I'm not voting for this Cuomo guy. I would have fought the guy. What type of bullshit is this? That's not me. Why is it just a floating hand? Monkey Giga? Why did their door change so much?
Sir, we told you to go away.
What?
Relax, it's just me, Curtis Sliwa, the red beret guy running from there with no shot of winning.
Then why are you dressed like that other guy?
Because at this point, I'm so far behind.
A vote for me is a vote for Mamdani.
And that's the scariest thing of all this Halloween.
Imagine running on no campaign. Imagine having nothing to run on. So you just have to tell people, please don't vote for those other guys, please. Also, can I just say, I love that it says AI generated as if anyone would fall for this. Okay, I know I said that and there are some boomers that would fall for it, but like, that's crazy that anyone could fall for this.
Anyway, I hope you guys have enough candy.
He like, his head looks like 2-dimensional. It looks like a poster.
Each of my cats is dressed up as a different cat from the musical Cats.
Okay, that's like, that has to be a real quote from Sliwa though.
I'm voting for Cuomo.
Same. Come on, let me in, my cat.
Okay, Sliwa would also do that. Okay, to be fair, Sliwa would absolutely do that.
Paid for by Cuomo for NYC.
I love how this is the best advertisement on why you shouldn't vote for Cuomo, because he's going to waste all your money on these dog shit ass fucking ads, because he's so unlikable that every time they put him in front of a camera, everyone just remembers that he's a fucking sexual predator. They're like, can we put something on the camera that isn't this fucking guy? I don't know, just do an AI video. The last 17 ads we've tried to record with Cuomo, he keeps talking about how he loves this woman's ass and how he wants to fucking grab it. I don't know who Jeanette is, actually. I don't know. Oh my God. I think there's a real chance Sliwa beats Cuomo. Yeah. Oh, dude. I just hope the person who made this AI ad at least got to scam Cuomo. I like to think that at least one good thing maybe came out of this, just one. And then meanwhile, here's Zoran.
Everyone calls me Sylvia. I've had this name for 9 years. This is respect.
I'm on the Christopher Street Pier, or as it was called in Sylvia Rivera's day, the Christopher Street Docks. In the 1970s, homeless queer New Yorkers had been pushed to the margins of a hostile society. But it was here, on the physical margins of our city, that they found a home. Sylvia was one of those New Yorkers. She arrived here at the age of 11, where she immediately landed in the center of the gay rights movement. She befriended the legendary Marsha P. Johnson, protested at Stonewall, and led marches for equality. But even among the queer community, trans New Yorkers were excluded. Rivera and others were discouraged from walking in pride, their participation erased from Stonewall history.
I believe in us getting our rights, or else I would not be out there fighting for our rights.
This cruelty took a toll. Rivera developed a substance abuse problem and was often homeless. When she had nowhere left to turn, she would sleep here, waves lapping nearby. Yet no matter what hardships she faced, Sylvia Rivera advocated for others. She and Johnson founded STAR to house and feed trans kids. The Christopher Street Pier is like our city, a place of immense contradictions. It's where outsiders found belonging, and it's also where Marsha P. Johnson's body was found. The victim of a suspected murder no one was ever prosecuted for. But even amidst this, we can chart a clear path forward that makes our city inclusive. Since taking office, Donald Trump has waged a scorched earth campaign against trans people. The man with the most power has expended enormous energy targeting those with the least. New York will not sit idly by while trans people are attacked. We'll deploy hundreds of lawyers to combat Trump's hate, make New York City an LGBTQIA+ sanctuary city, and create the Office of LGBTQIA+ Affairs to allocate millions for youth and adult housing programs, as well as gender-affirming care. We can't bring Sylvia back, but we can honor her memory by building a city where trans New Yorkers are cherished. In a time of darkness, New York must be the light.
Some people really think that we should not fold on any issues. That when asked trans rights or healthcare, well, that is part of healthcare. Trans rights or gender equality, trans rights or X, Y, and Z, that you can't respond both, but you can respond both. You can say, actually, no, both. I will stand for trans people, and I'll stand for everybody else, actually. Who should I vote for? The guy who put out AI slop, who's going to spend New York taxpayer dollars on 1 million lawsuits from the next 20 women he's going to grope? Or the guy who's going to allocate funds for lawyers to help defend trans people? Oh, it's just so difficult. Perverts for Cuomo, trans rights with Zoran. Oh, it's just so hard. These two videos that I watched, these two 2-minute videos, they're of the same quality. I'm just so stuck. That's amazing. That's so amazing, dude. Superman doesn't cherry pick. He's not even human. Well, I mean, that's like a core to like genuine hero, right? I mean, any archetype of hero should have, I don't want to pick and I don't have to pick. I reject your premise. Like Spider-Man, you have to save Mary Jane or the school bus of children. Fuck you. I'm saving both. I refuse to engage in this nonsense. I refuse. I reject your premise. I will save both, Giga Chad. Can we look at the paint sheen differences video? Sorry, I was doing some research, okay? Sorry. Ignore that one. Ignore that video. God, I love Zoran. Can you imagine if the Democrats just like ran more likable candidates? Whoa. But then they might win. They might actually win elections, so yeah. Oh, the haircut's gone. I was gonna American taxpayer and then say like $36 is too much to make sure Americans don't go hungry. I will gladly pay $36 every year to know that millions of Americans aren't going hungry. That children aren't going hungry, that families aren't going hungry, that parents aren't going hungry. And it's like, again, it's a position you can only have if you are like a soulless demon or really stupid or just have no context of what food stamps looks like. Because if you've, again, spoken to people who have food stamps, it's not even that much money. First of all, you can only spend the money on food. Just for starters, just to be really quickly, because I've seen this nonsense and I can't believe what I'm fucking looking at. I'm literally working at a grocery store right now and so many people's Snap cards are running out and they're putting the rest on credit. It sucks. I have something planned that I want to work on, but I don't want to spoil anything, but hopefully I will get to share it with you guys soon. Like this is so like,
you have Republicans.
I'll let it play. Okay.
Program that has exploded over the last 20 years. And we are just dumping $100 billion a year into a program that we all know is being so woefully corrupted and exploited. And people are selling their benefits. People are using them to get their nails done, to get their weaves and their hair. I mean, this is a really ugly program. It's weird to me.
It's a really ugly program that people are using to get their weaves and their hair done. Okay, first of all, okay, you don't even get enough in Snap to get your hair done, okay? I'm sorry. If you know how much hair costs, no. No. Okay, just like let's start off really quickly because Snap doesn't even give you enough money to do that. Second, holy racism. Oh my God, we're just going full-blown racism. We're just going back to the welfare queen. Excellent. Third, you can only spend the money on food. You think you can just go to the wig store and use your food stamps card? It doesn't work. It can't cover that. It literally only covers food. And sometimes, depending on your state or city, not all food. They would say, oh, they're selling their cards. Who would sell their cards? It doesn't make any sense. It's like, no, you can. There's a loophole. If you tell the person at the wig store you're going to eat the wig. Oh. You literally can't even use food stamps for like necessary goods. Like diapers, like tampons. I'm sorry. Cis women, anyone who's dealing with periods, period. period. You don't decide that. I'm sorry. It's not like I can just be like, actually, no, this month I will it into being. I shall not have a period. No, you don't get to make that. Unless someone has developed a technique, a mystical art technique to stop periods altogether, in which case, tell me, please. Hello, share with the class. All right. You don't get to decide that. And no, food stamps doesn't cover that because it's not food. Like, I would say if there are any goods that should be covered by food stamps or by some, like, government-funded program, it should be, like, women's reproductive care. Because, like, you literally don't get to decide that. It's just, like, a cost that you have to incur for the rest of your life, regardless of whether you want to or not. And they still don't cover that shit. So, like...
to hear Josh Hawley screaming that we have to protect this and that we're not talking about why is it so ridiculously expensive and exploited and what can we do to make it better?
I just provided my colleagues another one of my charts yesterday that showed from the inception in the 70s until President Obama, we would fluctuate somewhere between 6 and 10% of Americans on food stamps, right? Then Obama came in, dramatically increased eligibility. Now it's between 10 and 15%. Right now you have 42 million Americans, 12.3% of our population on food stamps.
Did you consider that maybe it's because of the rising income inequality in this country? And maybe more people are homeless today with jobs than there were, I don't know, a decade ago, 2 decades ago. And it's like, again, really, like if you've never been on food stamps, you need to go and talk to people who have been on it. Go like volunteer at a shelter or a food bank. I mean, you should volunteer at shelters as well. You should just volunteer in general. And you will quickly find out how little money people get. Like families will get like $100 or like $200 for groceries for a month. It's like, oh, you're a family of 5. Here's $200. That should be enough food for 5 people. Like this idea that like these people are scamming the system it's just so insane. It's just so insane.
It's not a metric of success. It's a metric of failure. And no, I mean, that program needs to be dramatically reformed. We are making way too many Americans dependent on government. That's what Obamacare did with the Medicaid.
I don't even have to look up this fucking senator to know that this fucking piece of shit has benefited from almost like probably millions of dollars of corporate subsidies. Like, I just know this piece of shit is happily taking government dollars and taking taxpayer money just so that he can get paid to get on TV and say, we're tired of helping Americans around here. Fucking, I hate you. I hate you, Ron Johnson. I fucking hate you. You are everything that is wrong with modern America.
Just really pushing out disabled children from care because of, people, because they get paid more, would
and every press tell people don't let Nazis
medical services to single, able-bodied, working-age childless adults. I mean, it's sick. I mean, the damage Democrats do with their...
The problem is that the vast majority of people... Let me pull up the exact stat. Last I checked, the majority of people that are on food stamps they have jobs. They just don't make enough money because corporations just get to pay people fucking pennies on the dollar for their labor. They work jobs and they just don't make enough. That's why they need food stamps, you fucking demon. Also, some people have like multiple, I think it's like 70% or more. I'll try and pull up the stats, but the last time I checked, it's an obscene number of people. It's the same thing with like homeless people who are technically homeless because they live out of their car or because they don't have an address, have jobs. I got kicked off of Snap because I was too disabled to work. Amazing. I love the idea that like there are people that are getting on food stamps that don't have a job. And then they're like, the food stamps is covering their rent, their utilities, their weave. Like it's not even that much fucking money. Like it's literally insane to me. And Chatter says, I used Snap once and I was working 40-hour work week still. Bro, I got denied from food stamps for not having a job. The most obscene thing I think about food stamps that really pisses me off is like, it would cost so little to just charge billionaires or like tax billionaires like 1% more. And then we don't have a means tested system anymore. Because I'm sorry, if you're like conducting fraud to get $200 a month for food, there's a good chance you probably fucking need it anyways. First of all, fraud rates are like, it's like sub 3%. It's abysmally small. It was really funny that one guy that was like hired by Doge who went on record, I hope they didn't suicide him, went on record and said he was genuinely surprised by how little fraud and waste there is in our government programs, because there really is so little fraud and waste in our programs. Also, Snap applications list up to $250,000 and 20 years in prison for violations like trading Snap benefits. Yeah, I mean, universality is so OP, it's not even funny. It's like, I'm sorry, dude. Oh, someone who maybe doesn't need the extra $200 a month for Snap benefits is getting it. Oh no, someone quick stop the press. An American is using taxpayer dollars to get groceries. Are you fucking kidding me? Like the 1% of like, let me find these numbers. I had them on hand and it's just one of these tabs because I'm just like looking at a fucking mountain of tabs like a proper leftist. Aw, thanks, Bronze. Thanks. I never watch streams because Twitch is so laggy it tanks my PC. I was watching your YouTube VODs for a year now. I say I love them. You're hilarious. Gotta give props to Ethan. Never would have found you if he wasn't such a hater. Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
It's absolutely incredible. It's absolutely incredible. Charge them with incitement to terrorism. In other words...
Not this. Sorry. This video.
Supposedly well-intentioned programs, but completely poorly designed programs is incalculable.
Yeah, I don't think they're even well-intentioned. I think it's all just a game to get as many people on them as you can, because then you've got a very reliant base of voters. If they need that program, if they need that money, they're always going to vote for you. So it's just a game of how many can we get.
Imagine being so cucked by corporations that you get mad at poor people using $200 of food stamps, but don't care about corporations getting $200 million in bailouts. Well, again, it's like this is the manufactured consent of mainstream media. Nobody talks about the corporate bailouts because it's not in the capitalist interest to talk about the corporate bailouts. So we can only talk about the fraud, waste, and abuse in Snap, which, according to these numbers, no, this isn't it. This is not it. 1 second.
Get on there, and that's why the moment you start talking about doing it responsibly, they freak out, because that's going to be cutting people off of it. I mean, that's the worst thing.
I found it. So here, for example, just like in the state of Mississippi, less than 1% of all benefits distributed statewide were found to be determined to be improperly paid. And now this can mean a lot of things. This can mean that like the families got more than they should have gotten. This doesn't have to be necessarily fraud. This could have been like a mistake. It could have been like, oh, you filed this and this and this, and you were getting like $300 a month instead of $200 or $200 instead of $100. So this doesn't necessarily even necessitate fraud. It just says improperly paid. And that's less than 1% of the benefits in this state. And this is what it's like across the country. Yeah, that's an error which can be fixed. I mean, there's a lot of reasons that people can accidentally be overpaid, or like overpaid. Get an overpayment, get too much money in their system when they should have been paid less or whatever. And usually, by the way, Snap corrects that by the next month, removing some of the money you were supposed to get. It's a lot like filing your taxes with the IRS. The IRS will just hit you up and be like, hey, I know we made you do this whole song and dance with H&R Block, but actually we know exactly how much you owe us and you forgot to pay us $70. So could you pay us that? Or in other instances like, hey, by the way, we know we just made you stress out for like 3 months straight about your taxes, but actually you overpaid by $200. Here's your $200 back. Okay. It's the same thing with like a lot of the waste in Snap or like most government programs. Oh, hey, we overpaid you. You weren't supposed to be within the threshold. We were catching up on like federal legislation. Next month, you're getting $50 less to make up for this. So 1%, at least in this state, I'll try and find like nationwide, was improperly paid out. Are we fucking joking? I'm sorry, that 1% of people, I really don't care. I really don't care that 1% of people got a couple extra $100 that year. In fact, I don't care if that entirety of the less than 1% figure of people in Mississippi were lying and they didn't really need Snap. Because guess what? The good outweighs the bad there. 99%, over 99% got paid the right amount that they were supposed to and there was no fraud, waste, or abuse. How many fucking families is that? How many children? How many parents got to eat and feed their kids and didn't have to worry about food as much? And this is the worst part too. A lot of SNAP recipients still have to go to food banks. So it's not even like it's enough is the worst part. Because again, they don't pay out as much as people think that they do. People think that like food stamps is like they send you $1,000 and you can just use it on whatever you want to use it on. It's like, no, it's not like people are getting like a stimulus check every fucking month. A bank can try and steal your house by claiming you had a mortgage with them, and when you didn't, no one goes to jail. If you make a mistake on a food stamp application, you get jail time and 6-figure fine. Well, to be clear, I don't want to scare people away from applying ever. So I do want to be fair really quickly and say that, I mean, pre-Trump administration, it's hard to tell what it looks like right now, but pre-Trump administration, most government bodies assume mistakes before fraud. It's the same thing with your taxes. Don't be afraid of filing your own taxes. It's okay. Even if you fuck up, your IRS agent is going to be like, we're just going to assume this was a mistake. I mean, there's like the scene. The reality is actually the scene. Well, fiction art imitates life. In Everything Everywhere All at Once, where like they absolutely are committing fraud and they're like writing the jukebox off as a business expense and it's not a business expense. And their IRS agent is like, we're just going to chalk it up to mistakes. Just pay what you owe us. We really don't care. We're just going to assume you just made a mistake. It's all good. Just pay us what you owe us. And we're all good. And that's how it is with a lot of government bodies, unless it's like millions of dollars, in which case it leans towards it maybe being more fraud than not. They will always assume, government bodies generally, again, pre-Trump administration, will always assume a mistake before they assume fraud. Very not like the police. Yeah, great movie. But like even worse than like this, there's like that really iconic Bill Burr. Wow, we're really pulling out every reference today. That really iconic Bill Burr joke about like, I know Bill Burr's canceled Saudi Arabia, I know, but this joke still holds up really well, so I'm playing it. About how his bank is like charging him and like he gets no recourse over it. This is like, how can banks do this and there's no punishment? But God forbid a family of 5 got paid a couple extra $100, so now you have to fucking cancel the whole fucking program. Or a family that maybe makes like $10,000 more that year than they should have to qualify for food stamps. So now this is fraud and we need to cut down on the fraud no matter what. So much so that 40 million people have to lose their fucking benefits. Also, you're assuming fraud costs way more way more money than just working with people on corrections. Totally. Yep.
Yes, it is. It is just as fucking bad. So anyways, now I'm already off fucking track. You know what my fucking bank did to me? I walked in, I had this account in New York that I kind of, a little checking account that had a little bit of money in. And all of a sudden I noticed they were taking some fees out. I'm like, well, that shouldn't be. So I get to New York, I walk in, I talk to the douchebag who works there, and he goes, yeah, they're taking $27 a month out. I don't know why that is. Here, let me check to see what's up. Click, 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 click on his thing. And he goes, yeah, we shouldn't have been doing that. And I go, okay, well, can you refund the money? And they go, absolutely. And I go, well, you know, I've had the account for like 6 years. Can we see how long you've been doing this? And he's like, I'm sorry, our records only go back for 4 months. Really?
It's so, I've had Chase do this where they're like, our records only go back a year. I'm like, I know that's a lie. I don't even know what the legislation looks like, but I know Chase needs to preserve their records for more than a year. This is a load of fucking horse shit. But
it only goes back for 4 months. That's amazing because my bank records at home go back the entire time I've had the account. That's incredible. And I just have some piddly sum in there while you deal with hundreds of millions of dollars, if not billions, if not trillions. I don't know what the fuck you have. I just know there's a fucking bank of yours in every goddamn state now. But of course, it only goes back like 4 months. So I go, all right, well, what if I bring my records in? I look them over and I find out how long you've been doing it. And they're like, nah, we can only refund it for 4 months. I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? And he goes, well, the bank kind of looks at it like that was on you. And I was like, it's on me? To not be like paying attention to make sure that
isn't that so great that banks can scam you and take money from you and then say, well, that's on you. And when people do it with the government, it's like, well, you are literally committing fraud because we accidentally paid you guys $50 more this month in food stamps, so we have to cancel the program for everybody. Amazing.
People who are supposed to be keeping my money safe aren't fucking stealing from me. And he sort of like laughed. I'm like, dude, this isn't funny. This is ridiculous. You guys just stole from me. And if you've been doing it for 6 years, what's that? $270 and another fucking 50, like almost $300 a year for 6 years. That's like 15.
Which, like, for someone like Bill Burr, $300 a year, fucking nothing. Who cares, right? But like for an average American, that is literally the difference between being able to afford groceries that month or not being able to.
$1,900 to $1,800, somewhere in there. And the guy's just sitting there fucking laughing. And, you know, this is the usual shit. Yeah, what are you going to sue?
Sorry, he said $300 to almost $2,000.
Let's go ahead. We'll take some of that bailout money, which is part of your tax money, and we'll fucking... So I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to close out the account, and I don't know. What do I do? Then I go across the street to one of the 4 banks that are left. If anybody out there is in banking, how do I get my money back beyond the 4 months? Because I know that they've been doing it longer than this. Can anybody explain that? You know, this is why, people. This is why you don't put 100% of your paycheck into the fucking bank. You got to look at it this way. If somebody...
Well, anyways, the rest of it he just blabbers on. But this idea that, like, the people who are scamming the system are the poorest Americans who barely have enough time to fucking work, come home, shower, make food for their families, and then go to sleep so they can do it all again tomorrow is like it's a joke. That those are the people scamming the system and not the fucking massive corporations. Yeah, what a fucking joke.
For their product.
I can't argue with, the Democrats are all about growing government, which means making more Americans dependent on government.
Yeah.
That's not the way.
You are probably one of the, I don't even have to look at your record to know, you are probably one of the most dependent. You are probably fucking milking this fucking cow dry. If American taxpayer dollars are a cow, that cow is probably fucking emaciated with how much I know you are fucking suckling on that goddamn teat, making sure nobody else gets any. And the second anyone else desires even the mildest pittance, you're like, you know what? You're just being really greedy. Fuck you.
Way to improve our society and really improve those people's lives.
I hate these people. I have so much hate in my heart for fucking disgusting sacks of shit like this person. How dare you tell Americans, we know you pay taxpayer dollars into the system, and part of that, and it's like also like, I'm sorry, can we get like a poll of the average American and whether or not they think, sorry, and whether or not they think it's okay for their taxpayer dollars to go to children that are hungry? Because I'm going to be honest with you, I would gamble most Americans are okay with paying, checks notes, $36 a year to know that children in this country don't go hungry. At least some. I would say most Americans are down to pay that. I know that that's a guess. I would even pay 37. Whoa. If anything, do you know how bad it feels to pay? Okay, sorry. Let me correct my statement. The only thing that makes paying taxes better is knowing that the money goes to good programs. That's the one benefit of paying taxes, because nobody likes paying taxes. But once you pay them, it's like, you know what? Maybe I'm doing well off. Maybe I'm well off. Maybe I'm doing okay. Maybe some of you in chat are financially comfortable. And so when you pay your taxes, you're like, this fucking blows. I don't want to pay all this money. But I get to swallow that because I'm like, you know what? I know that this is going to benefit some people. I know that this helps some people afford healthcare. This helps some people afford food. This helps some people afford shelter. It's okay. I know a lot of it's going to some bullshit that I don't fucking support, but at least some of it's going to help people. And then the Trump administration's like, what if we removed all of the things, every single one of the things that was good, and we only sent the money, only sent the taxpayer dollars to Israel and billionaires? It's like, is that right? That's amazing. Okay. All right. Amazing. Well, let me pull this up. There was this really good Rolling Stones article that I wanted to read with you guys. Let me grab it. I always tell people you don't hate paying your taxes. You hate that it's going to things that don't directly benefit you, which is most of where it's going. Yeah. I mean, I don't mind. I don't care if it's not benefiting me. I just want it to benefit Americans. I don't care. You know, even if I don't get a single fucking dollar back, none of it comes back to me. I don't get to see the money. Like, my roads are shit or whatever. I just want it to go to other Americans. I just want to know my money is going to help make other people's lives better. I'm okay with none of the money being used to help me. That's okay with me. I'll settle for it helping everyone else. But they don't even want to do that. These fucking Republican pieces of shit are just like, no. More government subsidies. More corporate subsidies. But there was this article that I saw from the Rolling Stones that was pretty good. The food stamp shutdown wasn't a surprise. It was the GOP's plan. I'd like to highlight the website. What is it? Oh my God, I can't believe I'm blanking on it. There's a tracker for like a bunch of things that Republicans were planning on doing for a very long time. It was like a lot of it was spearheaded by the Heritage Foundation. Oh my God, I'm like blanking. Project 2025, yes. I think it's like project2025tracker.com. And part of that tracker was cutting government subsidies and cutting government programs that help actual Americans. Let me see. I'm going to turn this dark reader off. So here are some Project 2025 tracker, comprehensive community-driven initiative to track the implementation of Project 2025's policy proposals. And on here, there's a lot of things on like cutting numerous spending that goes towards actual Americans. Rescind Equity and IDEA, Individuals with Disabilities Education Act regulations. Note, effectively accomplished by laying off the entire Office of Special Education and Rehabilitative Services, which ensures that states are complying with IDEA regulations. Completed October 13, 2025. And it tracks everything that the current federal government is trying to do to destroy this fucking country. And it covers every single objective that was put in place or like written down in a Project 2025. And you can say here, 319 total, 121 were completed, and 66 are in progress. It's a great website. Highly recommend if you'd like to better understand what's happening in this country. They did a great job with this site. But continuing, the Trump administration, Republicans are in Congress are blaming Democrats for their own antipathy towards food assistance. When the U.S. Department of Agriculture warned, bottom line, the well has run dry. At this time, there will be no benefits issued November 1st. It sounded like the inevitable result of a government shutdown, but the line plastered atop the department's website hides a deeper truth. The well didn't dry up naturally. It was drained on purpose. On November 1st, millions of families who rely on SNAP were set to lose their food benefits, leaving parents who plan meals down to the dollar to stare at empty grocery carts. A federal judge on Friday issued a temporary restraining order blocking the administration from suspending food aid, noting the terror it has caused families who will continue to live in fear of losing their benefits under President Donald Trump. The cruelty feels sudden, but it's anything but accidental. This moment was built brick by brick into Republican policy. The so-called Big Beautiful Bill passed earlier this year was hailed by Republicans as a model of fiscal responsibility. In reality, it was a Trojan horse packed with provisions designed to quietly sabotage SNAP, one of the most effective anti-poverty programs in the nation. For decades, the USDA has adjusted the Thrifty Food Plan, the formula that determines SNAP benefits levels, to reflect what it actually costs to eat. In 2021, after years of stagnation, the USDA finally modernized the plan, raising benefits to $1.40 per person per day. That small increase helped families keep up with rising grocery costs and better align with real nutritional needs. But if we don't cut benefits, how are we going to pay for the $1.5 trillion in tax breaks for the top 1%? Now you're onto something. Trump and the GOP's new law stop the progress cold. It restricts USDA updates once every 5 years and demand that any future change be cost neutral. Translation, no more benefit increases even if food prices skyrocket. As inflation drives grocery bills higher, SNAP recipients will see their purchasing power erode year after year. And this is like shortly after Lena Khan, in her pursuit against the grocery store inflation, got Kroger to admit that they were price hiking. I'm so glad that right after we got that, we can just cut SNAP benefits. 140 is crazy low. It's like obscene. It's like actually insane. Let me close these tabs really quickly. But yeah, currently where we're at on this, judges have ordered the Trump administration to use contingency funds for SNAP food aid payments during the government shutdown. So federal judges are ordering that SNAP recipients get the funding that they need, despite the month-long shutdown. But yeah, judges directed the Trump administration to use $5 to $6 billion in disaster contingency funds for partial November payments following lawsuits from over 20 states and advocacy groups. The shutdown stems from the partisan dispute over immigration policy, blah, blah, blah. Okay, and the rest of this article is not relevant here. It's like insane to me to talk about like for Trump to be the guy who was supposed to help Americans, and so many people fucking voted for him thinking that he was going to help them. And these same people, like the vast majority of people that are going to rely on this stuff, that rely on government funding, are in red states. And these are the people that fucking voted for them. So are they just going to keep the shutdown until the contingency fund runs out? I mean, you have to understand that the Republican strategy is to never concede ever and then win, because they know that Democrats will fucking fold. Why would Republicans give a shit about a government shutdown when they're still getting paid? This Nina Turner tweet is so good. How are 42 million Americans on SNAP? The federal minimum wage is $7.25. Oh, it's such a mystery how so many Americans are reliant on food assistance. It's just so bizarre that that's the case. What? I just don't get it. It just like doesn't make sense to me. It's just like something about it doesn't make sense, except it totally makes sense. It's like, it's so, and this is after like food banks have already been hurt so badly by a million other Trump policies. So food banks are about to get insane. May your cat. Sorry, I got distracted. Sometimes he likes to chew on his nails. I don't know if anyone else's cat does that. That's $2 less than my first job when I was a kid. Oh, well, yeah. $7.25 is like $16K a year before tax. It's pathetic. It's pathetic how we treat people in this country. Sorry, I got distracted from what I was trying to say. I blanked out. Take a look at the HHS.gov. They have a banner blaming the other party for this shutdown. Is this normal behavior? Of course not. This is insane. This is actually insane. That when you open it, it gives you this fucking pop-up that says mission critical activities of HHS will continue during the Democrat-led government shutdown. Meanwhile, the Democrats are the only people that are actually fighting for people to continue having healthcare and having any benefits at all. Like, listen, I hate the Democratic Party as much as the next person, but like, holy shit. Violation of the Hatch Act. Please use this site as a resource as the Trump administration works to reopen the government for the American people. You close this fucking pop-up, it's still all the way up here and you can't fucking remove it. That's great. Love that. Love that for me. That's great. Dope stuff happening here. Oh, sorry, my back. Crusty old... Oh, sorry, you can't talk about white people. Okay, I'm gonna get clipped. Holding this entire country hostage because they're whiny little fucking babies. Yeah, I mean, it's not. It's just greed. It's literally just greed. All right, one sec. Close all this stuff. So I have a million tabs open. At this point, it's a function, not a bug. Yep.